many bands that they signed. Is that right?
No, there was like us, Riverboat Gamblers. Later on, they signed Torch.
Okay.
They had this band from Raleigh called Birds of Avalon who were really good.
I know Torch. Yeah.
They had ASG. They had a couple other bands who didn't tour as much. But
what was that
us and Riverboat
experience
Gamblers toured like hell. You know, Toady Moshi was another band.
Okay.
And what was what experience like?
I guess that's considered a major. I mean, not
Being
really.
on a label that's not really a label.
Yeah,
It was weird.
Well, and also now, because at a time where you still need a label, now you don't really.
Right. Well,
you do whatever.
They weren't necessarily a real label, but they were better than being on any indie label because they were a clothing company.
Distribution.
So they had, we could go anywhere around the world, and we had people who would set up parties for us and say, "Hey, you got to come check out this band," even if they didn't know who we were. They would go because of that brand,
Sure. Yeah.
And so that's what built us around the globe was this clothing company, and like action sports because we would do tours that were like skateboard pro skater tours, or snowboarder tours, or even surfing tours. We went out to Hawaii and played for the what did he call it over on the North Shore, like the surf competition.
The big one. It's like it's on.
And so we
TV.
did all kinds of shit like that. We played with like Anthrax for a huge snowboard competition on the Bay in New York, in New York City, like in the city, and like. Seems like every time something like that would go down, they'd have us, and we'd do all the expos in Florida or in San Diego, in Orlando, and so we got, we'd never get on the cover of like Rolling Stone or anything, but we'd be all over like Surfing Magazine or all of those, action sports things. So within that it's always a weird thing for other people to be like, where the fuck did this band come from, and where did they, how did people even know them? I've never seen them on this or that or whatever. But it was real grassroots approach, like no radio play, sort of like, just a underground like curiosity, I think is what did it. And
that's awesome.
Where do you see because I like War. It was a name I wasn't expecting to see on Warped Tour this summer, Valient Thorr. And where do you see yourselves with this audience? Are you connecting? Is this people, younger heads that are getting into you, older heads that come back to see you?
It's too early to tell if youngers are getting into. I know there's olders that know us. There's like lots of kids who are like 23 or whatever, 24, who were like, I saw you when I was 13. Here's the picture, so we're doing like pictures of them from then and pictures from now at the merch tent, and
that's cool.
That makes me happy. You know what I mean? Like, and then there's the kids who were already like 20 back then who were like, hey, here's my boy. Like, I got him with it. So, it's we're one of those ones who can play with whatever kind of band. We've done it for years. Played with death metal or bluegrass or pop punk, or it doesn't really matter. Like since we kind of play a form of rock and roll, it just fits with everything.
You guys are a rare breed. You remind me of like an Andrew WK or something like that, where it's like hard to pin down. It's like I just know it supports a lot of the shit that I'm into. It's a vibe. It's based on vibe almost.
First time we played in Hawaii, we played with Andrew Punk on a Rock in 2005, I think, and we've done stuff with him. Even like collaborated with him and Riverboat Gamblers all on the stage at the same time covering his song. It was fun as hell. But that, it makes sense. That's like,
you know what I mean?
He's got positive vibrations, and that's sort of what's supposed to come from our. You can call it a shtick if you don't believe us. If you do believe us, or if you don't understand it, the people who get it. They don't even ask questions. They're just like, I'm fully in.
I'm a huge pro wrestling fan, so absolutely, I've already bought in.
Very cool.
And I think about your band, and I don't think of a song. I think of like a vibe.
There you go. Well, that means a lot.
I hope that's cool. Like,
that's very cool. That's very cool.
Like,
that's what it is.
And when I knew that you were coming, I was like, I'm excited to see those dudes. Like,
because even if we change like a guitar player or whatever after like 5 years or whatever, with the core they're still there. It's kept the same attitude, and it's kept the same vibe, and so that has, even if we do a song that's more metal or more punk or like more like a lot of the songs on this new record are like a lot more grooving, a lot more funky, I guess you'd say, a lot more soul. And which is like the basis of rock and roll for me anyway. Is if you don't have the soul, you don't have the roll, you know? So it's just rock music without that. So to me, getting back to those things, but there's something cohesive that pulls it all together and makes it that vibe that you're talking about. And I think all the people who would consider themselves a Thorrier, they know what you're talking about. You know? They know what I'm talking about.
Although some of your riffs do stand out to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not the songs, just the riffs, which is like so sick. I can be like,
Yeah.
you know that one?
Yeah.
I'm sure that happens all the fucking time.
Sure.
What a cool thing, though. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem like you set out for like this is what we're going to do. We're going to make it. We're going to be on Warped Tour in 15 years. Like,
well, we never set out to be on the Warped Tour, but we set out to rock. I mean, I feel like you can do anything you want to do. You know, if you want to go play in front of 30,000 people in Europe, you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have done it.
Yeah.
If you want to, it's just according to, you got to, I guess it was easier when you have no other. As you get older, you get more responsibilities. That is the thing, and we're
the truth.
17 years in now, and we all have more responsibilities. I'm getting hitched. Everybody else, about half of them are hitched. Like some of them have kids now. Some of the ones who aren't with us anymore, but they're still like our brothers. Like it's not like you quit this band. You don't get kicked out of this band.
It doesn't seem like it.
It's not like a gang. I'd say more like a brotherhood.
Sure.
It's like a family.
I pick up on that.
And those dudes are like, Nightwolf's gonna be at all the Texas shows because that's where he's at right now. He's actually in the process of moving back to North Carolina, but he's been gone for a minute because of family, and but he's still part of our family. So he gets up with us and jams with us.
That's cool.
So it's gonna be. I like going around and still being able to see family and reminiscing.
Yeah,
that's rare, and that you guys. That stands out, especially on this tour. You know what I mean? Like to just be a kind of we're just a free flowing rock and roll band. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can tell. I think that maybe it's people being green or not knowing where their place is or whatever, but you can tell people who aren't just kind of gliding through. Yeah, because this one's it is tough, but a lot of people make things harder than they really are. You know?
Yeah.
So. If it's already hard and you're making it harder, then you're only doing yourself and those around you a disservice. So if you can just kind of breeze through and just kind of, my old man used to say, he liked it when everything was smooth. And I was like, I mean, not my peanut butter. I like crunchy peanut butter.
Yeah, I like that crunchy peanut butter.
Everything besides crunchy peanut butter, I like smooth.
I'm with you on that.
I'm down with that, yeah. Thank you, man. This is
cool,
awesome.
Absolutely.
This is very cool.
Yeah, no problem, man. I hope you guys have a great experience here. And
thank you, dude.
We have been, yeah.
Tell everybody to listen to rock and roll music and check out Valient Thorr.
Hell yeah.
We will.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks for sitting down with us.
Thank
Appreciate
you guys. Absolutely. See y'all again, man.